Every team, every topic, everywhere. This is Believe.
What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Friday Face-Off here. My name is Toph Scott, founder of the Hockey Think Tank. Alongside me is one Jeffrey Lavecchio, founder of Gumbum, GMBM. I don't even know. Was it GMT, GMBM? What's
GMT's Give More Training, my training company. GMBM is my clothing line, and the just like the way that we live our lives, baby. We give more so that we can be more.
Now, it looks all sleek and nice. GMBM.com. Here we go. Okay, so really interesting topic for today, and I think this is top of mind right now, being just only a little bit removed from Team USA, the United States of America, USA Hockey winning its second straight gold medal at World Juniors. The Ntdp. The Ntdp. It is at the higher levels of hockey, it's a pretty polarizing organization, let's call it, team, program, in the sense that there are some people that think the Ntdp is amazing and it's done really, really good things for USA Hockey. And there's some people that think this is just a bloated resource and we could be using our money and resources a lot better than just focusing on the elite of the elite players in the United States. So for those of you who don't know what the Ntdp is, it's the National Team Development Program. It's two different teams. You have a U18 team and a U17 team. So basically it's the top 16-year-olds and the top 17-year-olds from around the country. They make this team and they play the U17s play a schedule of international competition. They play in the USHL. They do some exhibition with like the North American League and other kinds of teams. The U18s also have a USHL schedule, international competition. They travel around and play different colleges as well. And so you take the top, I think 23 to 25 players in the U.S., put them all on a team. They all go out to Michigan. They're in Plymouth, Michigan at USA Hockey Arena. They train. Brian Gallivan, who we've had on the podcast, is their strength coach. Joe Maloney, we've also had on the podcast, their strength coach. And we've had a lot of people come through the national program that have come on here. But there is a debate out there. Should we allocate all this money and resources to just 45, 50 players? Or should we allocate that money to others, maybe more grassroots, whatever it may be? And so, Vax, I don't know if you've ever even thought of this. I know there's a lot of people that think the Ntdp is the greatest thing that's ever happened to USA Hockey. There's a lot of other people who thinks it's unnecessary. What are your thoughts, man?
I mean, I'm pro. Life's not fair. I think that you got all the best players, winning championships for a country, producing tons of NHL talent. Also, like USA Ntdp is on the cutting edge of all these different things because of the quality of staff that they attract, from the strength coach, Brian Gallivan, to, the off-ice staff, to the on-ice staff, to the front office staff. You're bringing very talented people in, and I think that they try different things that are cutting edge, and then those, when they work, get disseminated down throughout the ranks. So it's not like only that these 40 players and the people that work for the organization are benefiting from this. As they learn and they get more resources, they get to try things, they see that they work, it gets disseminated down throughout the ranks of all of USA Hockey. So I think that's a massive benefit to everyone else as well. And, the people who might want to say like, oh, we spend all this money on there. Well, we want to produce as much talent as we can in USA Hockey to keep U.S. as a country, because that's also going to grow the game. Like, you get more NHL players in different cities coming up, and they're going back there, and that's going to grow the game in that area too. And I don't know. I'm a fan of it.
Yeah, I'm typically pro Ntdp as well, and there are definitely some valid reasons for why you should be allocating money elsewhere. So I'll kind of try to give.
I could see that.
I'll try to give both kinds of ends of the spectrum here. Okay. So pro Ntdp. I think that you go back to the 1980 Olympics, right? When Team USA won the Olympics, I would imagine that the registration numbers of hockey players in the United States went up a lot. And so if Team USA in international competition, like I do think that winning the World Juniors is going to provide more, country pride and more people potentially getting into the game. If we do really well, in best on best international competition, World Cups, the thing that's going on this year and the Olympics and stuff like that, and in subsequent years, like if Team USA does really well in that, like that's going to have more people that are going to, I think, register to play hockey. You know what I mean? So and I do think that having the NTDP allows us to be better in international competition because these kids have played together before. I don't know what the percentage is, but there's certainly a pretty good percentage of kids that played at the NTDP that'll be on the Olympic team or that were on the World Junior team that just won gold for 2 years in a row. And so because they've played together and they got all this training from being and practicing against each other for 2 years and playing that competition and all that kind of stuff. There's some merit to that. I think it does help to grow the game from that perspective. Again, like you see Austin Matthews from Arizona getting drafted first overall. Like that's going to have more kids from Arizona want to play hockey.
Right.
Right. And him being at the NTDP helped him to be the first overall draft pick. Same with Jack Hughes, right. Whatever. So like, I do think that there's an argument to be made from that standpoint. Now the anti of that is, let's look at this from a grassroots standpoint. Now, I don't know what the finances are of how much money it takes to run the NTDP or where all the money is allocated within USA Hockey. But let's say you take the NTDP away. You put all those players into the USHL. Now that makes the USHL a better league because now you have 2 to 3, 4, maybe even 5 better players per team, that are playing in the USHL. So that elevates that junior hockey league. But then you think about like how the money is allocated. And I think about now doing so much more work at the grassroots level. Like imagine if USA Hockey took some of that money or all of that money and had, I don't know, 15 to 20 more paid positions of people that live in the affiliates that can go around and do coaching education workshops and, things like that, because the ADM guys are really, really good. Dan Jablonek's the one here in Illinois. Like he does a really good job of like getting out there and getting on the ice with organizations and doing coaching education. Like he's really, really good at that stuff. Imagine if there were 2 or 3 more of him in each region. Mm-hmm. Like that's also spreading the resources in a way that's going to help organizations get better, because there's not a lot of that going on at the USA Hockey level. There's not a lot of support for grassroots, from like a time intensive getting people out there to work and kind of like the stuff that we do with the Hockey Think Tank, honestly, and what the ADM managers do, but there's only like 12 of them for the entire country. So how much can you do with that? So allocating those resources to do a little bit more of that from the grassroots, as opposed to focusing on 45 to 50 kids, I think there's a lot of merit to that argument as well.
Yeah. Yeah. No, I mean, that totally makes sense. I think I've never thought about it from that standpoint. For sure. I guess for me to be like, make a decision in my own mind, I would have to see the financials and be like, okay, like how much and what percentage. And then it's like, oh, whoa, that percentage is insane. That doesn't make sense. Or yeah, that is completely justifiable in my mind. And, like that makes sense to me, so for me, it would honestly come down to the numbers, because then you could look at, okay, like what are these numbers and what is our impact with these numbers? Now, what if we did this instead? What does that impact look like? And obviously you can't guarantee, but like you could at least kind of, figure out like, okay, I think this could help maybe more. Interesting. Very interesting topic.
Yeah. It's a bit of a polarizing topic. Like if you talk to college coaches, like some will be like, this is ridiculous. Really? And some will be like, no, man, like that we need it. It's like, I'm sure I'm going to get a lot of texts from guys that are like, either like, I can't believe you said this, or like, yeah, you didn't say that. And there's, I'm sure there's more that I'm missing as it relates to this debate here. But like at the end of the day, I do think that when Team USA is winning international competitions And especially if like they go to the Olympics and it's best on best and we win there, like I think that's a big deal. I think winning World Juniors, not to that extent, but it's a big deal to be able to win World Juniors, and having the NTDP helps us to win international competitions. However, you're focusing on 40, 50 kids. And is that right? There can be an argument made that no, that's not right. You should be allocating the resources to make sure we, get the grassroots up. And the other thing too, is like, we love to promote the community model, right? Like we talk about Minnesota, like the NTDP is the anti-community model. Like but it's a little bit older in age. It's 16 and 17-year-olds. So it's a little bit different, but like, there's a lot of ways you can skin that cat. I'm interested to get the comments from people to hear what they think, because there's a lot of people that have conversations on it. But let us know what you think, man. Let us know what you think.
Yeah, I want to hear some of these. So send Toph all your emails, and then he'll send me the best ones.
There we go. All right, time's up. Share the show.
If you like the show, please take a moment to rate, review, and subscribe. It really does help the show to grow. Thank you for listening.